If you're like me, you hate getting junk mail in your box, but these things I've been getting 4 weeks, 5 different companies trying to sell me extended car warranties. Totally ridiculous. Here's one from Car Shield. Records indicate that you have not contacted us to have your vehicle service contract activated. Immediate response needed. Well, here's my response, Car Shield. I haven't bought a car in 31 years. I get $2 million worth of factory cars in my driveway every year. Why would I need one? And if I did, I wouldn't get one from you or these other companies. You take their money, you don't pay up. No thanks. Look, it's like this. Not all service contracts are bad. If you're driving a European car, they're designed to fall apart after 4 years, 50,000 miles, especially certain German makes. An extended warranty might not be a bad idea if they're backed up by the factory. If not, I say pass. In this video, we'll be testing the 2020 Kia Soul with the X-Line package. In addition to the Kia Soul, we also have in our garage this week a Volkswagen Golf. We'll be doing a video on that and have the link at the end of this Kia video. Just click and watch. You'll be getting 2 car tests for the price of 1. And in case you're wondering, yes, the VW Golf does cost more than the Kia Soul we're driving, but you can figure all that out when you see the video. I like the Kia Soul. I've driven quite a few of them since their introduction. I've never had one I didn't like. It's really one of the best cars Kia has in their fleet. And here's the rear view. I think we've seen this all before. Here's a list of standard equipment you're getting. I'll just scroll down real slow. The cheapest Soul starts around $18,000. This is what the X-Line will cost you. And here's all the goodies you're getting in that package. And here's the final price that anyone can afford. But like a lot of Asian manufacturers, they just had to stick us with one option. They just can't help themselves. The audacity of charging $130 for floor mats. Come on, guys. Why do you do this? Oh, well. The top-of-the-line engine in a Soul is a 1.6-liter turbo, putting out 201 horsepower, hooked to a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic, and that thing is really quick. I've already tested one of those last year. You can look it up on my menu. Unfortunately, it runs you around $28,000 for that one. Otherwise, you're going to get this engine here. A double overhead cam, 16-valve. This is a 2-liter, putting out 147 horsepower, hooked to a CVT automatic transmission. Yeah, I know, we don't like those type of gearboxes. Kia calls this the IVT, Intelligent Variable Transmission, because it shifts a lot smarter than the conventional CVT, I guess. I've driven this for about a day, actually, and it does shift pretty good. You wouldn't know it's a CVT. So I guess I can't complain too much. The CVT-IVT is supposed to give excellent fuel economy. Here's what they're claiming. We're going to take it out in the real world and see if this is really true. By the way, it's nice to have a hood that's held up by hydraulics instead of those flimsy metal sticks you get in cheapy cars. It shows that Kia really cares and did put some money in this vehicle. Let's take a peek at the cabin. Materials and workmanship, very good. And you can actually fit 2 full-size adults in the second row seating, which does fold down for more storage ability. Whether the second row seats are up or down, there's lots of room back here to put things. Under the floor, we do get a spare tire. A lot of cars don't come with that nowadays. The glove box has lots of room, especially for what is considered a small car. Put a lot of stuff in there, especially if you take the owner's manual out. This is what a climate system should look like. 3 simple knobs and a couple buttons. Any idiot could operate this without reading the owner's manual. Why can't all cars be this simple on the climate? My favorite feature, we get an actual genuine manual emergency brake instead of that electronic garbage the car makers have been putting on us. This is what an emergency brake should be. I don't care how much room it takes up in the car. The instrument panel is simple, well designed. You also have an information pod in between telling us our tire pressures are properly set, among other information. A drive mode button. Normal or sport, take your pick. These sun visors do slide back to block out the sun's rays in the early morning and afternoon. You'd be surprised, a lot of cars have sun visors that don't do this. Not a problem on the sole. My only beef, the rocker panels under the door are excessively wide. And you do have the little dirt shelf that collects all kinds of mud and sand that can get on your pants, but it's not overly serious. Just something to mention. Otherwise, they did a very, very good job on this cabin. No flaws at all, I can see. It's dark enough. Let's take these headlights out and see how they perform. Here we have the headlights on a building 100 feet away. A bit low to the ground. Bright enough. High beams, far better. Here's what the rear view camera looks like. A little grainy, but considering it's totally dark in back of me, it's like my weak street light. I'd say it's a pretty good picture. Here we have the bright sunny building 300 feet away. Lights up the building reasonably enough. Go low beam. Reaches out about 200 feet. Adequate for city driving, highway driving. This concludes the first half of the video, which is show and tell. From now on, we're going to be doing driving, get some fuel economy figures. Before we get moving, one of the things I always liked about the Kia Soul was the comfortable ride, but those vehicles had the 16 and 17-inch wheels. On the X-Line, you get big 18-inchers. I've been driving this for a day or two, and I personally think these wheels are just too big for this particular suspension. A lot of road noise, thumping, rumbling, especially on speed bumps. You definitely feel it. Too stiff for me. If you're going to purchase a non-turbo Kia Soul, I suggest you take the X-Line out for a test drive with the 18-inchers, or the other models out with the 17-inchers, and see what you think about the ride quality. There's a big difference. As we do in all of my videos, we're going to take some speed bumps around 20 to 25 miles per hour. Mild speed bumps. See how the suspension performs on impacts. Be very interesting with these big wheels. Number one. Yeah, I felt that one. Number two. Number three. And the big nasty one coming up. Yes, I would say I would prefer to have these smaller 17-inch wheels myself. But like I said, test drive and see for yourself. With all this stiffness, I think we're going to get some good handling characteristics. Let's take the cornering circle. See what happens. And keep in mind, this car sits rather high off the ground compared to others. So we really shouldn't be having such a good cornering ability. Well, no complaints here. I can't even spin this out. Okay, I'm impressed. Very nice power steering too. Quick, responsive, decent feel. No complaints. For the past 92 miles, I've been doing mixed commuting in very hot weather, getting 24 to 26 mpg. It's down a bit right now because I've been idling. Still, the fuel economy is rather impressive. We're going to take this out in the expressway after we reset to 0 and see if we can bump these figures up a bit. This is a comfortable vehicle to drive on the expressway. You sit high in the car, a good driving position. Steering's got good feel and response. Nice brakes. Lane changing is very easy. Decent power. On the negative side, the thumping from those big wheels and tires gets to be annoying on rough pavement, but if you want those big wheels and tires, that's just the price you have to pay. Okay, 20 miles, not the longest freeway trip I've ever taken. I'm short of time this week. 32.8 at 70 to 75 miles per hour. I'd say that's pretty good. Okay, we tacked on another 10 miles of freeway driving and 21.6 miles of heavy city traffic. And we're down to 29.8 mpg, still pretty good. But it's a lot cooler at night than it was in the daytime. 95 degrees versus 114, 115 degrees. I'm sure that made a difference. So what's my take on the Kia Soul after 1 week of driving? I summed it up pretty much earlier in the video when I said the Soul is probably the best vehicle in the Kia lineup. It's definitely one of the best small cars around, especially for the money. You can't go wrong with it. Just make sure you choose the proper wheel size for the driving conditions you're expected to be driving in. Here's a link to our Volkswagen Golf video. Just click and watch.